को नामासित दीनवत्। मत्- न तथैतर्हि रोचन्ते गृहेषु गृहसम्पदा। यदि न स्याद् गृहे माता पत्नी वा पतिदेवता। व्यङ्ग्ये रथ इव प्राज्ञा को नामासीत दीनवत्। माताजी। न तथैतर्हि रोचन्ते येषु गृहसम्पदा। यदि न स्याद् गृहे माता पत्नी वा पतिदेवता। व्यङ्ग्ये रथैव प्राज्ञा को नामासीत दीनवत्। न तथैतर्हि रोचन्ते गृहेषु गृहसम्पदा। यदि न स्याद् गृहे माता पत्नी वा पतिदेवता। व्यङ्ग्यरथा इव प्राज्ञा को नामासीत दीनवत्। न not तथा like before etarhi at this moment rochante become pleasing greshu at home grah sampada all household paraphernalia yadi if na not syat there is grahe at home mata mother patni wife va or pati devata devoted to the husband vyange without wheels rathe in a chariot eva like pragna learned man ka who is that nama indeed asita would sit dinavad like a poverty stricken creature. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. King Puranjan said, I do not understand why my household paraphernalia does not attract me as before. I think that if there is neither a mother nor devoted wife at home, the home is like a chariot without wheels. Where is the fool who will sit down on such an unworkable chariot? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The great politician Chanakya Pandit said, Mata yasya grahe nasti bharya cha priyavadini aranyam tena gantavyam yatha aranyam tatha griham. If a person has neither a mother nor a pleasing wife at home, he should leave home and go to the forest, because for him there is no difference between the forest and home. The real Mata or mother is devotional service to the Lord, and the real Patni or devoted wife is a wife who helps her husband execute religious principles in devotional service. These two things are required for a happy home. Actually, a woman is supposed to be the energy of the man. Historically, in the background of every great man, there is either a mother or a wife. One's household life is very successful if he has both a good wife and mother. In such a case, everything about household affairs and all the paraphernalia in the house becomes very pleasing. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had both a good mother and pleasing wife, and he was very happy at home. Nonetheless, for the benefit of the whole human race, he took sannyas and left both his mother and wife. In other words, it is essential that one have both a good mother and wife in order to become perfectly happy at home. Otherwise, home life has no meaning. Unless one is religiously guided by intelligence and renders devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his home can never become very pleasing to a saintly person. In other words, if a man has a good mother or a good wife, there is no need of his taking sannyas. That is, unless it is absolutely necessary, as it was for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षु उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So King Puranjan, after hunting in the forest and killing many animals, is tired and he comes home to the royal palace, takes bath, eats well, takes rest, gets refreshed, and now is looking for his queen. But his queen, his wife, is not visible. So he goes to the servants of the queen and he asks, "Where is your mistress? Is all good? Are you happy? Is your mistress happy?" Because husband knows he can only be happy when the queen is happy, when the wife is happy. But when he sees no response and he perceives there's something not normal, he loses attraction towards his household paraphernalia. There are nice fruits to eat, there are nice sweets to consume, there are nice bed sheets to take comfort, and there is nice paraphernalia in the house which a person spends lots of money to decorate and utilize. When he finds the family members are not peaceful or happy, he loses interest in the same house. He loses interest in the same paraphernalia. So Puranjan is thinking that in a house where mother is not there, or wife is not there, or mother is not good, and wife is not pleasing, religious, then that house is not worth living. A good mother is one who takes care of child in Krishna consciousness. Not only gives good food, good toys, good health, uh, good clothes, and good values, but also makes the child understand that you have taken birth by coming to my womb, but next life you should not go to any other womb. You have come to my house, but next life you should go back to Krishna. No more cycle of birth and death. And she gives her samskaras and education and discrimination so that he becomes a Krishna conscious devotee. Two types of children are acceptable in a household. A parent should pray to Krishna to have a child either who is incarnation of Krishna or a child who fulfills the mission of Krishna, who is a devotee of Krishna. Putra and Mutra. Putra means son. Mutra means urine. Putra and Mutra, they both come from same place. And if a Putra, a son, is not a devotee of Krishna, then is equal to Mutra because he is waste product in the human society. Waste in the sense he may earn and contribute to the family, but his human life is waste because next life he'll again go to lower species. So parents, and here the role of mother is being shared, that mothers have very important role because child is mostly with the mother and child takes lots of qualities from a mother. In fact, a boy child takes the qualities from mother's parents, and the girl child takes the qualities from father's parents. So Puranjan is saying that mother should be good. If a mother has uh, any ambition other than family welfare, or she has attraction to some other male outside the house, outside the husband, then she is not a good mother. She can create very big havoc in the life of the child by having uh, partner outside marriage. The mother has to be very good character. She should be chaste to her husband. Then she protects the husband. A wife, when she is devoted to the husband, she protects the husband from lust. As we discussed other day, a male is prone to lust in a way that a male likes to have more than one female partner. But when a wife is chaste and satisfies the male, then he doesn't look for any other partner and he is saved from going to hellish planet. But when a male looks for another partner outside marriage, he's uh, he gets confirmed reservation, confirmed ticket to go to hell because lust is most formidable enemy. So religiously devoted wife, a chaste wife, is a very important protection for a husband to protect from hellish planet, to protect from suffering, to protect from lusty activities. So husband should see wife as a very great and good friend, one who is helping me to protect me from having appointment with Yamaraj. Uh, so a good friend means one who helps you from bad enemy, and lust is enemy, and one who helps me from my enemy is a friend. But when a male is not satisfied in the house for his wife, then he looks for another females, and when he comes in contact with another female, he melts and he ends up doing sinful activities. And we see the situation is there in this world today, and because of that, uh, the adults may be trying to satisfy themselves, but the children's life is ruined. The children have emotional instability, and such children will have to be required to provide additional support to take care of their well-being, and government has to spend lots of money for that. That's happening in the society. So the Varnashram system, the Grahast ashram is such that every individual is protected from doing sinful activities and get encouraged to develop good character, good values, and serve Krishna. The most important uh, part is to protect us from our deadly enemy, which is lust. If we are not protected from lust, we go down to lower species. The human form is not for satisfying our senses, but form is for making tapasya. But in the process of doing tapasya, because we are not highly elevated, we need some sensual satisfaction. So that sensual satisfaction comes legally from a proper grasta ashram. And there is satisfaction for the tongue when there is nice cooking in the house offered to the Lord. And there is satisfaction of sexual desires by a wedded wife or a wedded husband, taking responsibility of the children. And there is great satisfaction by taking care of children, because then all your creativity is used, all your energy is used, all your love and emotions are used and stabilized with husband, wife, and children situation. And then when the child is there and there's lots of affection and love for the child, the whole house revolves around the welfare of the child. Automatically, lust reduces. So that's a very stable environment for a person who wants to receive protection. And then the wife helps the husband to serve Krishna, and that way the whole family gets benefit. Whatever bhakti the husband does, half goes to the wife. Even if husband is in Mangalarti and wife is busy in the kitchen, she gets half benefit of 16 rounds. That doesn't mean she chants only 8 rounds, or that doesn't mean husband chants 32 rounds, her 16 is done. So that is how there is additional benefit. So wife's contribution to the husband helps the husband to overcome lust, to be responsible in the family, to be emotionally satisfied, and to be a good devotee of Krishna, and all that benefit goes to the wife. And vice versa. We should know the scriptures talk to the male, but equally responsible is both. So when the husband is uh, responsible for the wife, then the wife is peaceful. Wife's emotional stability is important, mother's emotional stability, and she takes care of the house nicely. The husband should give security to the wife that don't worry, I am there. Any problem, I will take care. I will always be loyal. I will not go outside. Whatever is required in the family, I will provide. So the wife gets security and stability. And she knows she has a loving husband. And she knows the sacrifice she is doing and the effort she is putting is pleasing Krishna. Her dharma is being done. In that way, they support each other. But if wife or mother are not good character, then things can be chaotic. There's an example of Anga Maharaj. Anga Maharaj is a pure devotee of Krishna, and uh, he doesn't have a child. So he prays to the Rishi Munis that let's perform a yajna so that I have a child. So they perform the yajna, but it doesn't work. The demigods are not pleased. So they say, my dear Anga Maharaj, we are just Karmakandi Brahmins. We are not able to do it, but actually you don't need us. If you just pray to Vishnu, he will appear because you are a pure devotee. And that happens. He prays to Vishnu and Vishnu appears. So this shows that we don't need karma kand and yajna and all this business in Kali Yuga. We just need to chant the holy name and become pure and read and hear Bhagavatam. And that's sufficient to please the Lord. worship the deities, serve the devotees, honor prasadam. So Vishnu appears and he fulfills the desires of Anga Maharaj. And then Anga Maharaj discharges his semen in the wife's womb. And his wife is Sunita. But unfortunately, she was not a deserving candidate for such a powerful semen of a pure devotee because she was a bad character, irreligious wife. And because of that, they had a son who was very, very cruel. His name is Vane, King Vane. When he was a small boy, he would go and kill animals like anything and beat up small children mercilessly, just out of play. So King Anga was very, very in distress when the wife is not religious and son is cruel and merciless. Father's life is hell. Even though he is a king, but he was not happy. So he tried many ways to transform and change Wayne, but it didn't work out. Why it didn't work out? Because he was born from a sinful womb. This is very important for parents to know that the child who is born in your house after birth, after birth, the contribution of the parents to the character of the child is exactly 0%. Is exactly zero. After birth, parents can't do anything to contribute to the personality of the child. That's why you have enough statistics of good parents having bad children and bad parents having good children. The major contribution of the parents for the personality of the child happens not after birth. It happens before birth in the womb of the mother. That's called Garbhadhan Samskar. That is the time when the seed comes in the womb. The parents, what they do after the seed comes, they only nourish the seed. But the fruit will be equal to the seed. For example, if you have bitter karela seed in your garden, and every day you give sweet rice, sugarcane juice, and honey to the seed, and the plant grows, what will you have as a fruit? Mango or sweet karela? No, the nourishment which you give to the seed with honey and sugarcane juice and sweet rice and sugar water has nothing to do with the quality of the fruit. The nourishment is only for the growth of the plant and appearance of the fruit. But the fruit is as per the seed, not as per the nourishment. So the seed comes in the womb of the mother. After that, parents only nourish the seed. The fruit will be equal to the seed. So most important thing is to have good consciousness parent. That's Garbhadhan Samskar. And in this whole thing which I said, the only loophole is if the child gets association of pure devotee. When a pure sadhu blesses the child, then the samskaras can be changed. Then the previous karma can be changed, and the child can be immune to bad association in this life. It is very essential to have sadhu sangha, sadhus visiting the house. And sadhu visit the house when the house is pleasant in terms of Krishna consciousness. When there's good character, wife and mother and husband and everybody, then sadhu likes to pleasantly visit. But there's not religious activities, there's meat eating, there's intoxication, there's gambling, there's illicit sex, then a sadhu would not like to visit that house. Of course, a sadhu may visit fallen souls to help them, but that's not a pleasant environment. So this is Puranjan's story, and this is a lesson for us in Varnashram. At the same time, we should know Puranjan's story is figuratively, and there are other lessons. And the other lesson is Puranjan is each one of us, and mother is devotional service, and wife is intelligence. So for each one of us, our intelligence should be guided to serve Krishna. Our life should be or devotional service. So just like good mother, good wife, the person is happy. In the same way, performing devotional service with good intelligence, a person is successful. So since we are reading few days, we have discussed there are two stories going parallelly. One is Puranjan's story, which is a fictional story, and one is our story, which is a learning from this story, which is figuratively allegory. So Puranjan's story also has lessons, and the figurative story also has lessons. So one lesson in Puranjan's story we discussed is a grasta. um, when Puranjan himself describes, if there is no good mother and there is no chaste wife, then it is chariot without wheels, a car without tires. Who foolish person only will sit in a car without tires? Foolish person only will sit in chariot without wheels. So there is no attraction in that. So figuratively, mother is devotional service, bhakti mata, and wife is good intelligence. So a person should have good intelligence, which means he should be in mode of goodness, and he should be serving mother, serving bhakti. That means the goal of life should be devotional service. When the goal of life is devotional service, and we have good intelligence, we are staying in mode of goodness, then our life is successful. If that is not there, a person is on the path of disaster, on a suicidal course. His goal is not bhakti, so this human form of life is gone, and he becomes dog or cat next life. And he doesn't have good intelligence, then he doesn't have discrimination between right and wrong. So he does sinful activities, and right in this life, he suffers, and next life, he visits hellish planets. So in the absence of good intelligence, one gets punishment in hellish planet because of sinful activities, and in absence of goal as devotional service, one is bound to take animal birth again. So when will we get human form again? It will be many thousands and lakhs of years later. So we miss the opportunity. Another instruction here is that a person who doesn't has an attractive household, better he takes sannyas and lives in the forest, because there is no difference between forest and home. But one difference is there, at least in forest he doesn't have to pay tax. At least he's peaceful. So when he stays in forest, so sannyas doesn't mean because things are not good in the house, so I take sannyas. It's not like that. That will never work out. Sannyas ashram is there as a training so that somebody who doesn't stays in the house, if he stays alone, he will again fall into victim of Stri Sangha. He will again fall into victim of getting attracted to opposite gender. So there's ashram to protect that situation. There's a training for that. The sannyas training is in brahmachari ashram. If somebody has not trained as a brahmachari, he cannot be a good sannyasi. Forget sannyas, he cannot be a good grahastha and a good vanaprastha. So sannyas ashram is there for mature people. But retirement is there for everybody. Everybody should retire from active earning and social life so that one can purify one's existence and increase one's Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada gives example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who took sannyas. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a nice mother, very good mother, and a nice devoted wife, very good wife. Still he took sannyas for the purpose of preaching. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned from Gaya, he was a changed person because now he was initiated by Ishwar Puri Maharaj, and he was just chanting the holy name of Krishna and absorbed in love of Krishna. And devotees were very happy. They would every day do kirtan, even at nights at the house of Srivas Angan, Srivas Pandit. So one day, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was with his students, he got into the mood of Radharani. And in the mood of Radharani, instead of chanting Krishna's name, he was chanting Sakhi's name, the Gopi's name. So when he was chanting Gopi's name, there were some Brahmana students who felt inappropriate. What kind of dharma is this? What kind of bhakti is this? Bhakti is you chant Krishna's name. Gopi's name you chant, that is not bhakti. So they told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Pandita, you are doing wrong, mistake. Chant Krishna's name, not Gopi's name. And in the mood of Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I don't have any faith in Krishna. When he came as Vaman Avatar, he cheated Bali Maharaj. When he came as Lord Ramchandra, he cheated Shurpankha. And when he came as Krishna, he's cheating all of us. I will not chant Krishna. That is in the mood of Radharani. And the Brahmana started correcting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got upset because his bhava was disturbed. He took a stick to show him and he ran away. And he told all other Brahmanas in the village, this Pandita Nimai Pandit, he is thinking he is a Vaishnav, but today I came to know in private, he is not a Vaishnav. He is cruel. He tried to beat me. He is violent and he criticized Krishna. He is adharmi and he's papi and all kind of thing. And all the Brahmanas whom he spoke, they got together. They said, don't worry, next time if he comes to you, we will beat him up. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he became very concerned. So that day evening when he was sitting with devotees, he was very grave. And suddenly he laughed and he said, the very medicine which was given to cure the patient has increased the disease. Nobody understood what he said. Only Nityanand understood that the Lord is going to take sannyas. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Nityanand in private, took, took his hands in hands, said, Nityanand, I want to reveal my heart. The very reason I have taken incarnation is to deliver all these people. But they are offending me. If they blaspheme me, if they offend me, then instead of getting delivered, they will go to Yamaraj for millions of years. So the very presence I have here is to deliver them, but that presence is making them offend and do the reverse job. The very medicine which was given to cure is actually increasing the disease. So the only way this will happen is if I take sannyas. When I take sannyas, they will be etiquette wise forced to respect me. They will not offend me and easily they will get receive blessings. Because when you bow down to sannyas, you get blessings. Nityananda Prabhu started crying. He said, my dear Lord, how will your mother who is widow continue to stay? She is living only for you. And your 16-year-old wife, she just married to you. How will she stay for such a long life without you? And what will happen to Gadadhar and Mukund and Advaita Acharya and Srivas Pandit and me? How will we stay without you? We will not see your face because sannyas means a person is no longer part of the village. He leaves and nobody knows his address. It's like social suicide. He's not traceable and accessible anymore. He stays away from his house and village and villagers. And there was no WhatsApp or email ID. How will we stay without you? How will we breathe without seeing your lotus face? And you will shave your shikha and such a black curly long hairs. How will we stay without decorating your hair? Chaitanya said, look, in every incarnation you always help me. And we are always together. I will never leave you. But please understand, if I don't take sannyas, the purpose of our incarnation will not get fulfilled. So Nityan said, my dear Lord, you are independent. Every incarnation you come, you do whatever you want. You don't listen to me anyway. But please consult other devotees and do as you wish. And then the conversation ended. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left and Nityanand got unconscious. Nobody knows how many hours he was crying, unconscious, feeling the separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Mukund. And Mukund was very happy and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his residence. And Chaitanya told Mukund sing. And Mukund is a very nice singer. He sang and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced in ecstasy. Both of them danced. And after the kirtan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took hand of Mukund. He said, Mukund, I want to share with you that I am going to give up my Brahman thread. I'm going to give up my shikha and shave my head, and I'm going to take sannyas. Mukund couldn't handle this information. He fainted. Somehow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought him back to senses and explained to him same conversation. Then he went to Gadadhar, same conversation. Gadadhar fainted. And Gadadhar said, tell me in which scripture it is written that by shaving your head you can achieve Krishna. And you are talking about spreading dharma, but when you leave your widow mother and young wife, you yourself adharmi. Who will take care of them? Gadadhar is a friend of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he tried to give arguments. But finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, no, I'm going to take sannyas. We'll always be together. The whole village came to know. All the devotees came to know. They met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They told, don't leave us. And Chaitanya said, I'm not leaving you. You chant here. I chant wherever I am. We will be connected to the holy name. And he said, don't worry. It is few days left. Till that, why you cry? And they did kirtan. And one day, and then Sachi Mata came to know. So one day at night, Sachi Mata went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He had stopped eating. And she told Nimai, what am I hearing? You are taking sannyas. I am living only because of you. My husband passed away. I didn't give up my body. My elder son took sannyas. I didn't give up my body because you were in front of my eyes. Now you will leave. What will happen to me? I cannot survive. And what will happen to your wife? You just married her. She's 16-year-old. How will she live? So don't do that. Don't kill both of us. Chaitanya didn't speak anything initially. Then he said, my dear mother, I am always grateful to you. And I will never leave you. You don't know. Earlier you were Prishni and I came as your son Prishni Garbha. Then you were Aditi and I came as your son Vamandev. Then you were Devaki and I came as son Krishna. Before that you were Kaushalya and I came as your son Ram. Today you are Sachi and I am your son Vishambar. So we are never separated. You see, I am always with you. In every birth I am your son. And I am very grateful to you. Without your blessings, I can't achieve my mission. My mission is not this village. My mission is whole world. There are countless living entities, conditioned, suffering, fallen, and you are mother of everybody. Don't you want them to be delivered? Don't you want them to have ecstasy in Krishna Prem? Don't you want to see them stop their cycle of birth and death? So please give me blessings. Please give me permission. And I'll always be with you. Mother Earth is your expansion. And I'm always on Mother Earth. Somewhere I'll be walking. I'll be with you. And you are, I will chant holy name. And the mother of holy name is the tongue. So we will always be chanting. In this way, he pacified Mother Sachi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Nityanand on the day of Makar Sankranti, I will take sannyas. No, they don't inform anybody. Only 5 of you should know. Nityanand, Brahmanand Bharti, Chandrasekhar Acharya, uh, Gadadhar, and Mukund. Only 5 of you should know. And on the night before Makar Sankranti, hundreds and thousands and lakhs of people came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to meet him. Nobody knew he was going to take sannyas tomorrow, but somehow people got attracted and they met him. And after meeting everybody and reciprocating with them, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took prasad and he lied down. And Vishnu Priya whole night massaged his feet. And she didn't want to leave his feet because she knew he will go away. But somehow by Nidra Devi's arrangement in the just before sunrise, Vishnu Priya dozed off. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up, came to the door. Sachi Mata is sitting there. She was awake whole night. He said, don't go. Again, she pacified and he went to Katwa. Sachi Mata fainted. In Katwa already And five devotees were there, and there was ashram of Keshav Bharati. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the ashram of Keshav Bharati, paid him obeisances, and requested him for sannyas initiation. And they had a very ecstatic kirtan. And in the morning, hundreds and thousands and millions of people gathered there. And when the sannyas ceremony was going on, Chandrasekhar Acharya did the yajna, and they called a barber. And the barber saw such a beautiful hair of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't want it to shave. And he was crying that with what bad destiny and bad luck I took the occupation of being a barber. And the ladies were crying that who is the mother who will be crying now? And who is the wife who is so fortunate to have such a beautiful husband? And who is so unfortunate that in such age he is taking sannyas? And all the people were cursing the barber that why do you exist? And finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also was in ecstasy. The barber had tough time to shave him because he was keep on roaring and moving and crying. But finally, he shaved him and he took bath. And Keshav Bharati, sannyas means you have to give a mantra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Keshav Bharati, said, yesterday in the dream, one person came and gave me a mantra. I want to share it with you. If you think this is correct, you give me that mantra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told the same mantra in the year of Keshav Bharati. So giving mantra in the year is Diksha. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Diksha to Keshav Bharati. Actually. Keshav Bharati heard this. This is very nice mantra. Same mantra I'll give you. And he gave the mantra to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So actually Keshav Bharati got it. And then after sannyas, they started dancing and chanting and such a big kirtan. And Keshav Bharati, who is a Mayavadi sannyasi, he became a devotee because now he received mantra from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he threw in his danda and his kamandalu and he started chanting and dancing in ecstasy. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Keshav Bharati's permission that I want to go to Vrindavan forest to search for Krishna. And Keshav Bharati said, I'll come with you. And this is how they left. Then there's a big pastime. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas for preaching, leaving back widow mother and good wife, young girl, and no children. Of course, today ISKCON doesn't recommend somebody sannyas. If such a situation is there, there should be child or a grown-up son to take care of wife. There should be some responsibility. But sannyas is only for preaching, and that's required to increase the preaching activity. But one should preach in any condition, brahmachari, grihas, vanaprastha, sannyas, assist the preacher. And Prabhupada also mentioned somebody who has everything good in the house where nice preaching is happening, he doesn't have to take sannyas, just vanaprastha, where he can preach and continue his life. The main 2 points. One is our mother is devotional service and our wife is good intelligence, and these two things should be there in life. The goal should be devotional service, the engagement of all activities and senses should be Krishna Bhakti, and good intelligence in mode of goodness. And mode of goodness comes by knowledge and by hearing. So every day we should hear Bhagavatam, read Bhagavatam. So with that good intelligence, we can discriminate and take decisions which are favorable to our bhakti and reject that is unfavorable. And in that way, we can lead a pure life. If we compromise our purity and end up in sinful activities or sinful association or offensive mentality, then our bhakti is obstructed and we have to get punished in Yamaraj, Yamaloka. So one should lead a pure life with one's good intelligence. Okay, we end here. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Then any comments or questions you may please ask. Yes. Yes. Question is husband can, when husband performs bhakti, wife gets 50%. And when wife performs bhakti, husband gets 50%. Yes. The husband has two life generally. One is spiritual life, where he does arti, chanting, hearing, service, and one is earning life, where he earns and use the earning in Krishna's service. Wife generally has only one life. Generally, in Vedic custom, wives don't earn. They stay at home whole day. Whatever they do is Krishna service. Only one life. They cook, that is for deities. They take care of children, that is service to Krishna, because children are gifted by Krishna. If they clean the house, that is cleaning the temple. If taking care of guests, that is taking care of guests coming to the house, which is a temple. So her husband has two things: bhakti and karma, whose result has to be given to Krishna. For wife, there's everything bhakti. More simpler. Okay. Enter grahastha life and not to want to have children. Well, the main purpose of grahastha life is a partner, and if there's association with partner without children, not worth it. But some do that, but generally children are good to have if at all one has a partner. Others it will be uh, sexual activity without responsibility. That's your question, right? So having bodily association without responsibility is just sense gratification. It's not religious. It's not just to fulfill lust. A husband or a wife is not a sex machine. Huh? Okay, so if there is no interaction bodily, then why Grahastha ashram is required? Well, shelter in the sense of family life, not just a partner. A full-fledged, stable, emotional situation is generally a family life. But I'm not saying it's against that situation. Generally, a grahastha means family life with child, but some grahasthas don't have children and they have emotional companionship with each other and they don't have bodily association. That's fine. That is also possible. Generally, trying to become a wife or trying to become a parent is considered good emotional satisfaction. So that's a requirement. But if that is not there and there is no bodily association, that's fine. Yes. You raised your hand? Yeah. Let's go. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. So you're mentioning that if a person doesn't go through the brahmachari ashram, they won't make a good sannyasi. However, in the age we live in, we come to brahmachari life quite late, like in our early 20s or sometimes even later. So therefore, how is it that the process of progressing through the ashrams is actually working, or is it that only a rare few people will actually progress through all the ashrams and make it to sannyas and succeed in that ashram?
Well, as Varnashram, there is good brahmachari training. When the boy is good brahmachari, he can be a good grahastha and a good vanaprastha and a good sannyas. In today's situation, we come in brahmachari late, but the training, the strictness, and the chanting and four regulative principles help us to develop the same consciousness, which generally a brahmachari would develop in Gurukul for 25 years. So if same consciousness is developed, then a person can go into next ashram or directly go to sannyas and he can be successful, right? So earlier there would be lots of training in terms of Vedic activities. Now we have Harinam and the holy name is very powerful. For 20-year job, holy name can do in few years or even in one day. Still one should be very careful because we have history of ISKCON and examples where there are challenges for even brahmacharis and sannyasis during preaching when they come in contact with money or woman. It becomes challenging. We have to be very careful. Yes, Prabhu.
Talking about how Guru has touched on more emotional fulfillment, wife, children. How can one find that emotional fulfillment not being in the Grihastha?
Well, a brahmachari should have good friendship among other brahmacharis and good shelter with senior brahmacharis and spiritual master and compassionate attitude toward junior brahmachari. And with nice sadhana and reading, we develop higher taste and we get all the satisfaction by just connecting to Krishna. And Krishna reciprocates in such a way that our affection and attachment to Krishna increases. And if somebody finds it is not happening, and because of that vacuum, he's feeling less enthusiastic and lazy, irresponsible, or less strength to fight with Maya. Because Brahmacharya ashram, you have to fight with Maya. And the point is to win. But if I am fighting with Maya and becoming weak and weak and weak day by day, then one day Maya will capture me. So then a brahmachari can consider grahastha ashram so that he becomes again strong and continues to fight with Maya. Yeah, so very much attached to our chanting and reading and our book distribution and Harinam and other services, and very good friendly relationship with other brahmacharis will take care of that. So to take care of one brahmachari, there should be other brahmacharis. So there should be brahmachari ashram supporting each other in all ways. Sometimes there's medical, sometimes there is emotional, sometimes there's up and down, right? Sometimes you just feel to crack a joke, and you cannot do that with outside. Among brahmachari ashram is okay, right? So we need that space. So brahmachari should support each other in that. Okay. Next question. Yes. Sorry? Well, not like that. You are mature enough to handle it and more attracted to Krishna and mature enough to help others deal with it. So you cannot make a general statement that sannyas means no less. No. It's still within varnashram. It's possible. He may not be liberated person. A sannyas is not necessarily beyond the three modes, but is mature in mode of goodness, quite experienced, and he can help others. So even sannyas ashram, there are regulative principles and rules uh, in terms of dealing with women, and that should be very strictly followed. Hmm? Even if disciples or young girls, children. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am a sannyasi, but when I see a wooden doll, I get agitated. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he's showing us that how we should be careful. That as a sannyasi, I see a wooden doll and get agitated. What to speak about so-called sannyasis or sadhus who loosely talk and interact with female. That is not Mataji, that is not appropriate for a sannyasi or even a brahmachari. Okay? Yeah. Sorry? Well, yeah, ideally the spiritual master or the senior authority should uh, evaluate. One cannot take sannyas just by one's whims. So in ISKCON, the system is that one who takes sannyas, wants to take sannyas, he has to apply and his guru has to recommend, and there are at least 10 senior devotees of the same city where he is located. They should form a committee, they should discuss, and if there are no for objections, then they recommend, and then there's a separate sannyas ministry who have a group of devotees who will meet the candidate uh, and who will meet every single person whom the candidate generally comes in contact, and who will have an open day where anybody can come and put objection about the candidate. And if after that all is clear, then the person has to wait for 5 years. And during these 5 years, his annual report has to be there, and he has to travel with another sannyasi. And every year he has evaluated. And if the evaluation is not correct, the next year is also 5 years. He doesn't advance. But if it is correct, then the waiting period becomes from 5 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 1. And even at the last time, somebody, if there is an objection, his candidature is withdrawn. That works out is your sannyas. Sorry? No, no. Okay. Das. Any more questions? Yes.
Detail in the story of Mangala Thakur, and where he becomes attracted to a Brahmana's wife, and the Brahmana actually allows his wife to meet Mangala Thakur with what it sounded like the intention of fulfilling his material desire to unite with her. So I was wondering how that situation fits into this idea that a woman should be chaste to one husband and husband should protect the wife.
So this is not a common thing. So this is exceptional thing which can have a variety of circumstances. One is the Brahmana was just thinking, I will follow my dharma, Krishna will protect and my wife. Another is if a person is so much agitated, he may go and say rape or something like that. He may force himself on somebody else who is weaker. So maybe protect the other people, other society women, right? I'm just giving possibilities, but there are different circumstances where this is possible. It's a rare thing, it's an exception thing, not to be done, not tomorrow to imitate and follow this if something like that uh, is experienced, right? So that was a very different circumstances where he followed his dharma, think, hoping that Krishna will protect, and that happened actually. Okay. So when we hear these things, there are lots of social circumstances surrounding it, that age, that village, that situation, that interaction, right? So we have part of it for our learning. But there, right? So if there is the event happening here in our campus, when we relate that event after a few years, we may relate part of it, but there are lots of social constructs around by which the event has a different understanding. Right? So some stories require more information. Okay, we end here. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Gokuleshwar Prabhuji ki.